Hey everyone, hopefully you're having an okay day. My name's Andy. My channel's Finding Value, and I said okay there because gold and silver, we're just not getting any luck here, guys. I mean, I'm in this stuff pretty heavily. I've got a lot of physical precious metals for sure. I'm even in the mining companies, an ETF or no, a mutual fund, and royalty companies is where I am, and I'm feeling it just like everyone else. I definitely getting hit. The dollar's getting a lot stronger. We're breaking out to the upside. We're seeing the 10-year getting stronger. And that's usually a weird mix. Usually you see the 10-year go up in terms of yield and dollar down. But we're seeing both of them go up in tandem. Very weird. I don't know. I don't even know if I've seen that in history. And then I'll go over the ETFs and the continuous contracts and all that stuff in individual companies for gold and silver. So let's jump in. This is my financial opinion. Let's get into it, and I'll show you what I'm seeing. So here's gold and silver. I'm going to start with the dollar. The dollar had a monster move today. Monster move. Up 0.7% roughly. And we were down 0.7%. And in all honesty, this isn't that bad with relationship to what the dollar did today. We were going up in tandem with it, and then it broke and broke down and headed a little bit lower. So we were doing pretty strong early morning, but that didn't last. Now, looking at the dollar here, this is delayed one day. Real time is 94.40. We're up here, guys. This broke today, and we're probably going to see this move on up. We broke this pattern. I could move up for a little bit, and we're going to see a stronger dollar here. There isn't too much resistance either, so we could get up to 97, 98 pretty easy, I think. So the dollar's getting stronger. We've got the 10-year that's strengthening as well. We've got this line going across, resistance line at these three big points. We broke above that. We could backtest and then move on higher. But I'm suspecting higher yields to go up. This is on a weekly candlestick basis. Looking at gold, continuous contract. Again, we just continue to head lower here. I'm looking to see if we're trying to put into a point here. We do have some support down here, but let's see where this thing goes. I'm kind of just watching at this point. I'm not buying anything. And silver getting hit pretty hard today as well. Down 4.37%. A pretty big smack on the head here. What I'm seeing is you can see these big smackdowns. Smack here, smack there, another smack down there and here. I mean, it is continuous and never ending, and you can see some big boy smackdowns here. So I suspect that the trend may continue until it doesn't. I'm not getting in front of this train. I'm kind of relaxing and watching here. And then we got platinum here. We broke this downtrend. Let me throw the downtrend line in here real quick. And we're pulling on back. Trend line's probably somewhere in there. We're pulling back right to the trend line. We'll see if this thing holds. Let's see if it pops higher here. With gold and silver going down like it has, I'm losing a little bit of confidence here. It's shaking my confidence too. And I'm just relaxing. I'm going to relax and just watch. We can see that GDX, we had some support here. We broke that to the downside. We could see further downside. So I'm looking for further downside. This is SILJ. We got a little bit of a support line underneath it. It's still got to come down a little ways. Looking at EXK. EXK, this is kind of a big trend line that it broke to the upside, kind of back tested and started taking off. And now we're getting a pullback. But this still looks good from a very long-term perspective of breaking this big downtrend line. We do have some resistance going across here. Wow, it went right where I was going to draw it, basically. Right about there. You can see that resistance line that it struggled to break and stay above. And we're coming back down. Mag Silver had a break to the upside and looks like it wants to come back and relax a little bit at its breakout level on a big-term, long-term picture. Newmont could potentially break down here if we don't hold on this upward trend line. Very possible. Barrett Gold's another one that's right at its support line. We got to see what it does. Franco-Nevada, again, I mean, this looked really good yesterday. Nice kind of bullish hammer pattern to move higher. And it just does not want to go higher. It sold off. The pattern was there. And there's some things I want to point out here. Usually you come down, bearish engulfing is going to go down. I'm looking for patterns to move up. Usually bullish engulfing pattern, small down days. It comes on up. But on this side here, it's like ever since July, we've been getting hammered here. And we've got a bullish engulfing here pattern, a bullish engulfing pattern here. What that means is that it has a statistical probability to go higher. We went higher, and then we throw another bullish engulfing. To have 3 bullish engulfings in a row, this was ultra bullish. This was going to move. And it's like somebody just stepped in here and said, no, I don't think so. We're going to fight you and bring it back lower. I mean, there was no reversal candlestick. I'm looking, there's a bearish engulfing here, but we had 3 in a row, really. I mean, and big buying pressure. But we just can't get any traction to move higher. We got a bullish hammer pattern here and a down day next to it. That's weird. And we're starting, we're just seeing sell-offs, even though we've got some good buying pressure in some of these areas. Wheaton Precious Metals is testing its upward trend line right now. Sandstorm Gold broke to the downside. It's not looking good. It's probably going to head lower. And then we've got Teuton Resources, which is still holding on. It's still holding on by I don't know what, by tooth floss. How about that? Tooth floss. And here's Heichler Mining. I mean, this thing looks, today, the down day, it's just throwing me off because this looks really good for trying to put in a bottom. It's a bullish engulfing, nice big bullish engulfing pattern here, 2 of them in a row. Small down days, like it's contracting, ready to turn, and then just gets pumped lower with silver. And here's PLG. Someone wanted me to chart PLG. This thing has just been beelining straight lower. And we've got a resistance line here, support line, and it blew through that. I mean, there's a lot of buyers through here. Man, I wouldn't be buying yet. I would wait for this downtrend to base out and bottom. I would say that for the overall sector. It just can't find a footing. It's wherever it places its foot, it just punches through it and goes down. And it's rare to see some of these patterns they set up and then they fail, and then they set up and then they fail. And it's like, what the heck is going on here? And I don't know, maybe this stuff is manipulated to the max. I'm sure they've got every interest in doing so. But you know what? I don't know if that really matters. It doesn't matter. You're going to lose money if right now I think it's going to head lower. That's what their momentum is telling us. There's no pattern here that's saying that this is going to turn around yet. When we see the pattern, if we get some sort of bullish engulfing or a bullish piercing or a big old hammer pattern, I'll turn a lot more bullish. But every single attempt we try to turn, it sells off. So rather than fighting it, hands are off the wheel, let it go down, let it find some footing and some support somewhere. And that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to let it find support. And I'm not selling anything that I own. I have a lot of physical. I play that game inside and out. So I'm gonna hold on to that physical. If you guys like this content, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already subscribed. And thank you for listening. This is Finding Value.